Jamilah and I am an ex-fashion girly. So I worked in fashion for just under 10 years, doing everything from product development all the way through to making stuff and buying and booking, ordering stuff. My first memories of sewing, I was probably about 5. So I was really lucky. I had 4 grandmothers and 2 of them were dressmakers. So we used to go there on the weekend, and then when my gran would nip out to go to do anything, I'd go on her machines. So I was the only girl at home. I've got 2 brothers and I was surrounded by boys constantly, and I really wanted to be a really girly girl, but I was super like a proper tomboy. So I spent all my time climbing trees with my brothers. So that was my chance to do something that was a bit girly, and I, like my whole life, all I ever wanted to do was work in fashion. I think because I'd just seen an idea go from like fabric into an item from being a child, and that was just the only thing I ever wanted to do. Because I knew I wanted to do that, like I was like one of the only kids that when you said, what do you want to be when you grow up? I could answer that. So I did textiles GCSE, and then I went on to do fashion and clothing BTEC, and then I went to uni and did fashion design. And when I went to uni, I actually wanted to be a garment tech, but then I changed my mind in my last year because I could see that the direction of fast fashion meant that the need for like highly skilled seamstresses and people who could sew was kind of disappearing. So I decided to specialise in fashion communication, which was like all like the digital side of things and brand communications. My college experience, and I had to do like a bit of a placement as part of like my work experience when you're in school. And then I went and did a placement during college, and then I used to do like work experience internally with tailors. And then I had to do like a work placement part of my degree as well. So I was kind of already doing stuff, but then there wasn't really much work experience available unless you were going into fast fashion at that point. So yeah, the industry changed a lot. So my first actual fashion job was actually in like marketing and buying. But I always maintained that thing about just making bits and pieces. So I'd do like bespoke small pieces, or I'd do bits for independent brands that were starting up that I wanted to get someone to make the stuff, but that was affordable. So yeah, I freelanced for a period of time, and did some work in factories and bits and pieces. So I made this really cute pencil skirt years ago with like a peplum, and I was so pleased with it because it just came out perfect. And in all my house moves and stuff, I just can't find it. I really need to find that. I guess it's about people being inspired and being able to go and create. I don't sew anymore, and I haven't sewn for about 5 years, bar the tester for today. So I guess it's just about people being inspired and going away and thinking, actually, I can go and make something. And that thing about having something that you've made entirely by your own hands that you can give to someone, I just think it's such a nice thing. So yeah, just to be inspired and know that even though sewing isn't sort of as common as it was, say, 40 or 50 years ago, there's no reason why we can't bring it back. There's all these issues around sustainability and, buying a lot of junk that people don't really need and stuff that we just probably shouldn't be putting against our skin. There's like this whole thing to just go away and do something for ourselves and something that's a bit different and a bit unique. If you want to make stuff just for yourself, be as creative as you want and do whatever you want. But I think if you want to be someone who is going to hopefully sell your product, to think about the commercials of the industry and how to make products commercially viable, but also to really focus on the technical skills, being able to perfect how to put a zip in, for example, or how to ease a sleeve in. Those things really make a real difference in something feeling like a high-end product. The creativity is just one part of it, creating something and thinking, I can do my own design, but being able to execute that well is really important. I guess it's just an opportunity for me to be creative and to do something a bit different. I can't draw to save my life. I can't paint to save my life. I'm not creative in that way, but if you ask me to, do something on the sewing machine and maybe stitch into flowers or something like that, I love doing stuff like that. So it's an opportunity to be creative in a different way. So today we're going to be making a sun hat in this African fabric. The pattern involves 3 pieces, which is a wide floppy brim,